I read some amazing books in 2025 and some I regret picking up. I am going to be sharing my best, my worst, my biggest regrets and my biggest surprises to let you know what you should be reading. Hey guys, my name's Gracie. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am doing my 2025 wrap up. I'm going to be talking about my top 10 favourite books, my worst book, and some surprises or my biggest disappointments. And I'm going to be going into a little bit of my stats using StoryGraph as well. Without further ado, let's get into my top 10 books of the year. So, at number 1, you're probably not going to be surprised because I have yapped on about this book for the last 3 videos. But it is The Rom-Commers by Catherine Center. I read this at the beginning of the year and I rated it a 5-star, and it was my only 5-star of the year. It is about Emma, who wants to be a screenwriter, and she gets the opportunity to work with Charlie Yates, who is a very famous screenwriter, and they work on a screenplay together and they get very close and you get the gist. Now, this story was just so good for me, especially at the time I was reading it, it was just so good. If you want a rom-com, read it. I was laughing out loud with this book. I loved it so much. My second book on the list is Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. Now, Hannah Bonham Young was actually a new author to me this year and I loved it so much. I recommended it to one of my friends to read, but it's such a good book. It's basically an accidental pregnancy trope. And normally I'm not a huge fan of accidental pregnancy, but this just hit. I loved it so much. Their relationship felt so fresh to read and I really enjoyed it. The third book is The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Now, this is also a new author to me and also a new genre for me. I have never read a thriller book in my life, and I know it's YA, but I think it's quite a good getting into thriller book because I really enjoyed it and I wasn't expecting to like it, so I am very keen to read the next 2 in the series because I have read Killer Instinct as well, but I haven't finished the series, so I really want to finish it. The next book is Hate Mail by Donna Marchetti. I think that's how you say her name. This book I read in the middle of summer and it felt perfect for me. It is about the 2 main characters sending letters to each other since they were children as a pen pal, and they were kind of hate letters. They weren't, but they just kept doing it. And then they end up meeting and they end up sharing more letters, and it was just such a lovely story. I really enjoyed it. The next book is Book Boyfriend by Lucy Vine. Now, if you want my full opinions on this book, then watch my reading audiobooks for a week reading vlog, I guess, because that was one of the audiobooks I read and I go into more depth. So, yes, Book Boyfriend has made it onto my top 10 list and I'm very happy about it. Number 6 is When in Rome by Sarah Adams. This book is kind of a pop star going to a small town romance. And that's all you have to really know about it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was quite quick pace. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Number 7 is Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stephen. This book I really enjoyed. I did have a few little comments about it for the pure fact of the end, because the end was mental, but I really enjoyed the premise of the book, and also it felt so fresh. I'd never read anything like that before in my life. It basically follows these 2 souls, I guess. Hard one to explain. Both of them keep so the main characters keep living new lives and can remember their previous lives, and once they get to a certain age, one of them has to kill the other one, and then the cycle happens again. And each time They find each other, and sometimes there's a romance, sometimes they hate each other, sometimes they kind of barely know each other. But yeah, it was such an interesting premise, but weird ending. Please preference that. Weird ending. Number 8 is Checkmate by Ali Hazelwood. This book actually surprised me quite a lot because it's about chess. So I didn't think I was going to like it. It is about these two chess players who have a romance, pretty much. Number 9 is Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. Abby Jimenez is another author that I haven't read before, so I was really intrigued on her books, and I've read 2 of her books this year and want to read so many more next year. So I really enjoyed her writing. Yours Truly kind of follows a main male character who has anxiety. So it was quite interesting to see that, like, the anxiety in a male character rather than the female character. Number 10 is Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. So it is the second book in the Natural series. Now on to my worst book of the year. It is The Baby Dragon Cafe. I really didn't like this book at all. If you like the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, you might like this. I hated the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, so I don't know why I read it, and it was such a hard read. I ended up listening to it on audiobook because just to get through it, it's basically the same thing as the Pumpkin Spice Cafe but with dragons. So take that as you will. Really didn't like it. I rated it a 2.5 because I don't tend to rate books a 1 star, otherwise I would just DNF it. My biggest disappointment for the year was Spectacular by Stephanie Garber. Now this book is a novella from the Caraval series, and I was just expecting so much more. It really lacked any kind of character development or plot for me. You really don't need to read it. If you think you need to read it to enjoy the Caraval series more, you don't at all. I really like Caraval, and it is a 5-star read for me, and I hated this book a little bit. I was really looking forward to it, so it was such a big disappointment for me. I would probably say my biggest surprise of the year was actually The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Like I said, I have never read a thriller book before, so I had no idea what I was getting into, but I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I really enjoyed finding out who was the killer, that kind of thing. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Now on to my stats. So for this, I use StoryGraph. So throughout the year, I have been tracking my books on StoryGraph, and it gives you a little insight as to how many genres you've read, how many authors you've read, what you've rated it, what your average rating is, blah, blah, blah. So this is the section of the video where I'm going to go into my stats a little bit more. So I have read 40 books this year. I've also read 7,245 pages, and I have listened to 187 hours. My top genres were light-hearted, funny, and emotional. My top genres were romance, contemporary, and fantasy. And my most read authors, I've got a lot on this list. I've only read 2 books from each of the authors that are my top authors. So it is Abby Jimenez, Julia Quinn, Ali Hazelwood, Donna Marchetti, Jennifer Lynn Barnes, Catherine Center, Hannah Bonham Young, and Catherine Walsh. My best reading month was actually July, where I read 8 books. My best month for audiobooks was November, and my best month for pages read was again July. And I have got an average star rating of 3.83 star. And that concludes my 2025 reading wrap up. If you have any questions, or if you want to let me know what your favourite book of the year was, please comment, because I love reading that and I love finding out what people's favourite books are. But thank you so much for watching. Bye.